Welcome to The Topic, where we highlight Houston Community College, our students, our programs, and our reach into the community. If you're watching us on HCC TV, social media, YouTube, well, you can download all of our audio podcasts at hccs.edu/podcasts. We're talking about women entrepreneurs today here on The Topic, and we're joined today by two special guests. Maya Durnovo, you've been on the show before. You're the HCC Chief Entrepreneurial Officer. Welcome. And we're joined also by Beth Shapiro, Vice President of Diversity and Inclusion for SCORE. Both joining us about telling us about an upcoming conference that's on March the 5th for women entrepreneurs. Tell me about the conference. What's the name of it and what's it about?
Well, we are really excited to be able to offer this in conjunction with HCC, Baker Ripley, and Dress for Success. The conference will be on March 5th at the West Side Omni Hotel, and it really is focused on women entrepreneurs either starting your business or in business already. So we've got all kinds of topics, we've got all kinds of things going on, and it should be a really exciting time.
You mentioned a couple of partners you have here, Baker Ripley, and then Dress for Success. I've heard of the Dress for Success program. For folks who aren't familiar with that, maybe one of y'all could tell us about that.
So Dress for Success actually helps women dress for success. It's
but
just exactly what it sounds like.
They get some free clothes out of this and consulting, don't they? That's the important part.
They do.
Yeah.
All of us, all four of our organizations really care about women entrepreneurs, helping them start and helping them succeed. You know, Houston is the most diverse city in the country, and for SCORE, 61% of our clients are women. So that's the other reason.
61%.
Yeah, and women start new businesses 5 times faster than men do.
Why is that? Give me some reasoning behind that. What are the numbers?
Well, because they have a lot of ideas. A lot of them are home-based businesses, but what they need are the skills and the tools to help them start the business and grow the business. As a matter of fact, we had a large conference a year ago at our Southeast campus. 375 women showed up, all wanting those skills and tools, which was one of the reasons when Beth approached us, I said, yes, let's cooperate and work together to have a really great conference.
You talk about skills and tools. What are some of the things that would fall into those categories that they're going to learn or that would help them at this conference?
Yeah, so women have some unique challenges that men do not have when starting their own business or running their own business. Things like work-life balance. Right, which you're going to hear about from Nini in just a little bit. Things like how to start a home-based business.
Finance, networking, social media.
Has the age of being able to sell on eBay and Etsy and all of these online tools, has that blossomed the industry for women entrepreneurs with all these new venues to where you can sell your wares? It
has blossomed, but at the same time, we have to teach people how to use those tools. And that's what's so complicated because there's so many choices. What becomes the best way to promote your product or your service? That's the kind of thing they're going to learn at this conference.
Will they learn, is that going to be in the curriculum where you're going to learn about, the Etsy and eBay and
Absolutely. And again, you're going to hear somebody just a little bit about the Instagram track that we're doing. The other thing we're doing, which is a little bit unique, is we have a Spanish track. So we have 4 tracks, 3 of them in English and 1 of them in Spanish that will be delivered totally in Spanish. So we're very excited about that.
And I know your department's had some experience in the past with having conferences in Spanish, and you've had remarkable turnout.
Incredible. So that was the same conference we did a year ago. One day was all English, then the next day was all in Spanish. And it was amazing how women from Colombia, Mexico, Spain, Nicaragua, you name it, came together and reconnected and really are now meeting on a pretty regular basis and wanting the tools and skills to start a business. They need that whole support.
If you are going to a conference like this and you need some help with putting together maybe a business plan, because if you want to get some money from a bank, you got to have a rock-solid business plan for them to lend it to you. Are these some of the tools they might learn at this conference?
There is, and there's also follow-up. So what SCORE is really good at, besides delivering workshops and content, is mentoring, face-to-face mentoring, which is always free at SCORE. We're a resource partner of the SBA. And so, there's definitely follow-up. There will be SCORE mentors there. There will be lots of people from HCC. And so yes, there's follow-up. This is not a one-day event that's going to stop.
So there are going to be offshoots that they can get
Absolutely.
involved into.
Exactly.
Now, you mentioned recently about SCORE. You and I have worked together
We have, yeah.
years ago.
Yeah.
And for those who aren't familiar with SCORE and how it works, maybe you can give us your platform and what you guys are all
Sure.
about.
So we're a nonprofit. We're very large. We have about 10,500 volunteers throughout the country. About 140 of them are here in Houston.
Right.
And that's exactly what we do. We offer free mentoring always, face-to-face.
You have a number of these workshops from what I remember.
Oh my gosh, I think Houston now has about 160 a year. But
Wow.
those are workshops. This is an
Yeah.
all-day conference, a little bit different. But yeah, so very, very active chapter. I do diversity and inclusion for the entire organization now. We recognize, like we do here, that we have to be more diverse. You know, diverse companies, diverse clients certainly do better in the business world. So yeah, but we offer that. Again, there'll be a SCORE of people there. We are a resource partner of the Small Business Administration. And yeah, we're there for every entrepreneur, no matter where you are in your journey.
And actually, the SCORE workshops are offered at all 3 centers for
Yes,
entrepreneurship
that's right.
at
HCC.
HCC. It's been a long-standing
Yeah, we've been partners for a long time.
Well, that's what I was going to
relationship. Yeah,
ask. Maybe you can
exactly.
talk about the history of HCC,
Yeah.
because I know it extends back at least 7 or 8 years, because that's
10
when I
years.
started here. So maybe you can talk about that relationship.
So the relationship goes back at least 10 years when we started offering all of the how to start a business workshops at our centers for entrepreneurship, and the door would open. We'd have 100
Yep.
people there, and it's continued to this very day. So it's become a really vital partnership.
That's you talked about people showing up and having a good turnout. I remember when you had some at the West Loop, I think is when I worked out there, and it always was a very popular event. Dress for Success is supporting this event, but also Baker Ripley. Maybe we could talk about how they fit into the equation.
They've been great. I mean, they do a lot of work for their clients also all around the city, really focusing on the entrepreneur as well as other things.
Right.
But yeah, they've been a great partner. I've not worked with them before, and this has just been really special.
Yeah, no, we have it at HCC. We've got a great relationship. They partner with a lot of our events at our Southeast College.
And they
that's-
provide services that dovetail off
Yes.
of what you're doing with this
Exactly,
conference?
they support, right.
Okay.
Exactly. And I think that's the power of this conference.
Right.
Is that 4 really great partners have come together to deliver the content and to really work with the clients.
Well, we've got several other guests on the show, and at the top we talked about unique challenges and opportunities that women face in starting their startups. I'm going to talk more with the guests that are coming on about that, because I want to get their opinions on that. When we come back, we'll have 2 of the speakers who will give us a preview of the conference that's coming up March the 5th. Stay tuned to the topic. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to the topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. Last segment, we've been talking about a conference coming up March 5th, the We Thrive Conference, and We stands for Women Entrepreneurs. We're joined now by Nini Gutierrez and Jasmine Augustine. Both of you will be speaking at the conference.
Yes.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Nini, you'll be discussing the work-life balance. Now, work-life balance seems like a generic phrase. There's a lot more to it. I want you to tell us about work-life balance for women entrepreneurs. Is this one of the unique things that women would face as far as being an entrepreneur?
Of course. So work-life balance is very important, especially for women.
Right.
And sometimes as an entrepreneur, they don't realize that there has to be a balance, right? And a lot of women have even if they don't have children, they need to think about that work-life balance because it's important for their mental health, emotional, and physical health.
Well, it's important for all of us, really, you know, when you think about it, because you've got to be able to fit everything in. If you want a full life, you want to work 8 hours, well, at least for myself, you got to fit in some time to work out, some time to go out and have dinner, enjoy yourself, but also some quiet time as well. And I guess this is kind of what you're talking about?
Yes, of course. And we're going to have an expert panel. I'm going to be moderating a panel of 3 entrepreneur women that come with different points of views on work-life balance. Some have children, some are home-based businesses, some are brick-and-mortar businesses. So we're going to have them so that they can speak about their different ways that they do their work-life balance in their specific situations.
When you're putting together these panels and talking with these women, is there a common thread or commonalities that you can gather from all of them that you can tell us about?
Of course, yes. They are powerful, strong, passionate entrepreneur women that are here to build a business, to leave a legacy for their families, for themselves, you know, for their future. So yeah, they all have that common thread.
You mentioned home-based business. Do you see that blooming right now? We talked earlier with the previous guest about the dawn of Etsy and all these platforms. Now everybody can sell everything through Amazon and Etsy and eBay. Has that really caused women entrepreneurs to take off?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think that we see it in a lot of different ways. We see it on Etsy and eBay,
Right.
like you're mentioning. We also see it with network marketing or direct sales companies as well. Service-based businesses as well. That's something that I do. I work from home.
Right.
And I started working from home because I'm a woman and because I'm a mom, so that I can have that time with my daughter and with my family.
Sure.
So I think it does allow women to have both.
Yeah.
Right?
And you do, Jasmine, you do social media management.
I do.
Well, the questions I can ask you.
Yeah.
'Cause we handle the social media for the college here out of HCC TV. What is some advice that you, well, I'm going to ask you this question.
Sure.
What's the biggest misconception any entrepreneur may have about using social media?
So I think the biggest thing that I like to get across to people is there's a difference between being on social media and effectively using social media. They're 2 totally different things. That's one big misconception. Another thing is people feel like they have to be something that they're not on social media. So I do a lot of training and coaching on just be yourself.
Right.
It just makes it so much easier to just be authentic and be yourself while you're on social media. And then people are drawn to you and to your brand and to your business. It just makes it so much easier.
Well, you mentioned brand, which was going to be my next question. Is it essential to create a brand, whether you're being yourself?
Yes.
You want to create a brand and you want to uphold your brand. I always tell my kids, you know, watch what you put on social
Yeah.
media because it's always out there. You can delete it, but somebody's always going to have it. Is that a part of maintaining your brand?
Yes, absolutely. So I always say as well, and this is perfect for even women home-based businesses,
Right.
you are the brand. So even if you don't necessarily have an LLC set up, which Baker Ripley can help with things like that, or you don't have a business plan, which all of the partners can help with things like that, you're still a brand, you're still
Right.
you, and you're still selling yourself and whatever that is. So it's very important to build a brand, both online and offline.
Will you be talking at the conference about things that entrepreneurs could need to use? Something like, I know 10 years ago, putting together a blog was a big deal. Now it seems to be a vlog, you know,
Sure.
using video and incorporating that. Will you be discussing on that during the conference as to what tools people can use to boost their brand or their
Sure.
business?
So what I will specifically be talking about is Instagram secrets revealed.
Okay.
So I will be Instagram is my specialty, my platform. So I'll be talking about Instagram secrets, tips, tricks, things that you may not know about how to use Instagram. Instagram is always changing. I mean, social media
Yeah.
as a whole is always changing. But that's something that I'll be talking about.
Do both of you see us using a new form of social media in the next 10 years that we don't even know about right now?
Of course, I
Yeah,
think so. It's
yeah.
coming, yeah.
Yeah.
There's always something new coming. Newer, you know, the younger generations always have new technology that they're ready
Right.
to use, especially social media platforms.
And how does, you know, you always hear the troubles of social media. I mean, I saw a show on, I think it was A&E the other day, and they talked about electronic addiction,
Yeah.
which is just as bad as any type of drug,
Yeah.
and that's really causing a problem. So how do you balance that with trying to keep up your social media, grow your business, maintain your brand, and also raise a family? Do you
And I feel
discuss
like
that?
that's what work-life balance, why
Yeah.
it's so
Yeah.
important, because you have to have that de-stressor, you have to have that quiet time, because you can get caught up in, oh, I have to promote my business on social
Yeah.
media. Let's get on here every hour. And that obviously can, unbalance you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you find a lot of your clients are really struggling to, I know content is king when it comes to social media and especially website, but do you find a lot of your clients struggling to always want to keep that content fresh and current and running out of ideas all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. One suggestion I always give is document versus create. So the beauty of social media is we can document our journey along
Right.
the way of our business, and it doesn't have to be perfect, right?
So you don't have to be Aristotle on every post.
No,
You can
and-
just document what you're having for lunch or the day, how it's going.
Right. Here's what I'm doing in the morning for my business. This
Yeah.
is the update. Here's what's going on this afternoon. Here's what my success and my failures for the day. And people, will follow along on that journey, and they like to see the outcome, right? So
Right.
watching a woman start a home-based business from the beginning and then see it thrive into a brick and mortar, that's exciting for people to watch.
Right, and people like seeing success stories, it
Yeah.
seems like, in social media when you come
course.
to that. Now, you mentioned Baker Ripley earlier and can help you get an LLC. That was one of the things I know years ago, having some friends who started a business, was the difficulty of getting an LLC. Where do you start? Baker Ripley's an organization that can help with this?
Yeah, so we provide various services for our entrepreneurs. We have basic technical assistance
Yep.
that they can come and assist. We can assist them with. Currently, it's free. They can come into our office on Fridays, walk-ins, any kind of question they need. If they have an idea, if they're growing their business or they're
Right.
starting a business, we can help them with getting their business registered and other things like that.
People may want to know, how do I qualify for all this? Or do I have to fill out an application? Are you going to check my credit? Stuff like that. To get involved with conferences like this and to get the help, is there a long process to get qualified?
No.
I know, like with Baker Ripley and your
So
services?
no, for our services, we do not have any qualifications as of right now. If they're looking for any type of assistance, we have workshops, we have different resource
Right.
partners that we work with, just like we're doing right now with SCORE and with HCC. And so, they come to us. If we're not able to help them, we give them our resource partners, and then they don't have to, we don't have to pull their credit or anything like that.
I got you. And your business, though, you're a consultant, so obviously this is a business for you.
Sure.
But you do events like this. After the conference, can they hire you to work with them one-on-one? How does that work?
Yeah, so I offer multiple different services.
Sure.
I do management for clients. I've been doing this for 3 years. So I actually take over social media for businesses and for
Okay.
companies. And then I also offer coaching and consulting services as well for the DIY, entrepreneurs, home-based businesses who, still need some help of how to be effective on social media, but they aren't ready for it to be taken over.
But your specialty is Instagram, from what you're saying here.
Yep,
Yeah.
Instagram and Facebook are
Yeah.
my two favorites.
Right.
I like to say I'm Instagram obsessed, unfortunately. So.
All of us are obsessed with some type of social media. Jasmine Augustine and Nini Gutierrez, thank you both for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thank you.
And telling us about the We Thrive conference. The conference itself, we're going to talk more about that coming up. It's March 5th. This is the topic. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we'll be back after this.
This is Mac. She's ready to build herself a house and a business. But first, she's building her resume with a construction certification from Houston Community College. HCC, for everyone, anytime.
I've seen people's lives change just by attending a class at HCC.
Some of them might not have the financial means to go to a four-year university. That doesn't make them any less quote-unquote smart than the kids who go to a four-year school.
HCC is easy to get to. It's easy to apply and easy to become a part of.
It gave me so much confidence.
Once you finish your 2 years there, you can transition into a four-year university or go into the workforce.
It's affordable, it's accessible, it changes lives.
Meet Saskia. She loves cars. Seriously, she whistles at them. So she's studying engineering at Houston Community College. After that, a four-year degree. Then it's off to the races. HCC, for everyone, anytime.
Welcome back to the topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. We're talking about the We Thrive conference here in Houston. Of course, it's the first annual conference for women entrepreneurs. You can register for it at wethrivehouston.com. And if you register before February 14th, you get special pricing. So make sure you go to the website, register for the conference. It is March 5th. We're joined today, our latest guest now is Maria Maso and Nelliana Acuna. Maria, you are the co-founder of baMa, that's correct?
Correct.
And Nelliana, you are the founder of Flow Lifestyle.
Right, yes.
Tell me about baMa and what that is all about.
baMa is Business Angel Minority Association.
Okay.
So it's a business angel association that will be investing in minorities. What we realize, it's a national initiative because we realize that at this point of time in the United States, minorities are the new majority.
Yeah,
and business angels
absolutely.
are not ready to invest on them. So we need another type of organization of business angels that will be investing on those minorities and supporting the talent in minorities.
And Nelliana, maybe you can tell me about Flow Lifestyle.
Yeah, in my case, it's like I'm my own business, and because I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I was a student, I realized that we struggle with a lot of situation and expectations. So when I discovered what was my skill, I realized that I was with the flow. Like I have so many expectations about all the roles that I'm supposed to do and behave. So I discovered that the way that I was able to perform everything of my life, it was going with the flow, stop the automatic response of the expectation, and realize what I want to do in that moment. So that's what
Became
I'm
Flow
talking about,
Lifestyle.
Flow lifestyle.
Makes
Exactly.
very much sense. You're both going to be participating in the Spanish language portion of this conference. I know in the past the Office for Entrepreneurial Initiatives has done conferences in Spanish and had a lot of success with that. Tell me how exactly you'll be fitting into this conference. Are you going to do a session of it in Spanish? What exactly will be happening?
But before, we can say like we met in one of those events.
You met at one of the
Yes.
conferences. Both of y'all did. Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
So
That's true.
we met and we share our ideas. So
Yeah.
I think that those events are a great opportunity to networking and to find another person that they are able to sometimes offer you another new opportunities. You know?
Correct. And in this conference, I think it's particularly interesting because we will have the English track and the Spanish track in parallel. And this is
Okay.
the concept of the Span-English that we are here in Houston because all of us, we are able to speak in both language,
Sure.
and all of us, we are integrating both cultures as well. We have our Hispanic culture and our English culture, American culture, right? So having both things in the same conference, it's fantastic because then people can just move around in whatever place and jump from one place to another one whenever they feel comfortable.
So they're going to be getting the same information, but they'll offer bilingual.
Correct.
You know, you get the same. Tell me about some unique challenges Spanish-speaking entrepreneurs, particularly women, would face that others won't.
So for me, more than the language is the culture.
Yeah.
So as a Spanish speaker, you have an Hispanic culture. And that culture is different in each country, Venezuela, Mexico, each country has their own culture, right? So with that culture become the challenge because the market here has another culture.
Yeah.
So you will fit the challenge and you will fit this challenge as well. For example, from a financial perspective, I am in the financial panel here in this conference, right? So when you are going to ask for a loan or when you are going to ask for business angel investment, your culture will run an important point in the decision that whoever is giving to you the loan or whoever is giving you the investment, right? So that is one of the challenges that we are seeing each time in the Spanish culture. Do you agree?
In my case, I think that the language is important too, because sometimes as a Hispanic, we live in our own bubble.
Right.
And many of us have been here in the United States for 10, 20 years, and they don't speak Spanish. So I think that it's a great opportunity that they are, like a SCORE, HCC, Baker Ripley, they are offering the same knowledge, but in Spanish, because at the end, it's different. To speak another language like I'm doing right now, I feel comfortable speaking Spanish. So to have those resources in Spanish and to be able to talk with mentors that they speak your same language, I think that is important.
It helps a lot. Let me ask you this, because I find it fascinating. You talked about getting business loans in different countries and how the process is different and the way you approach things. What about when you're doing sales in certain country? Is there a certain way that you want to sell to Colombians as opposed to someone from Venezuela?
Correct, definitely. There is differences all around, and not just sales, marketing as well, how you approach an interview as well, if you move more or less, how you approach a pitch, even a pitch you have 4 minutes to pitch your idea to someone, right? So maybe in Spain, I am originally from Barcelona, from Europe, right? So over there, we will move more, we will create more empathy with the person. Here, probably you will do less, right? Someone African-American will do in a different completely way because it's another culture. So all these aspects in a company as an entrepreneur will affect your culture, definitely.
And you're going to have to know that ahead of time, how you're going to do your business, and especially with the marketing. Do dialects of Spanish affect the way that you're marketing to a certain culture or country?
For sure, but the thing is, like, it's impossible to introduce all the dialects,
right?
Because every time that you speak with another speak Spanish that they are coming from a different country, you find that some word doesn't make sense. So you have to go with the flow and try to send your message and don't stop yourself with those things that maybe you don't know how to do it. But the thing is, like, I think that that's a great opportunity to women is like, we need to do it.
Yeah, one way or
Sometimes
another.
you don't know how to do it, but if you have some kind of the resources, you just start your business and you find it the way.
Are there different types of social media platforms that are unique to Spanish-speaking audiences that English-speaking audiences wouldn't be using?
I think that we use the same.
The same
in a different way. But
well, I want to
same.
ask you that was my next question, but there are different ways you would use that. What about Etsy and Instagram? Are those the tools that you would be talking about in marketing to Spanish speakers?
In my case, I'm in the panel of how I did it. So I'm going to share what are the tools that I use. And I think that the networking is one of the most important things.
Oh, absolutely. That's how you guys met, through networking, right?
Exactly.
At one of the conferences.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. I think it's Spanish speakers that live here in the States.
Sure.
We are using exactly the same tools, all of us, right? If we come back to our original countries, then over there, they are using other tools. But if we are going to the market here in the States, they are the same and just use it in a different way, or in a different communication style.
Well, once again, the conference we're talking about is taking place March 5th. It is the We Thrive first annual conference for women entrepreneurs. You can register at wethrivehouston.com. And if you register before February 14th, you'll get some special pricing. Maria Maso, Nelliana, Acuna, thanks for both of you being here and telling us about this conference. Good luck at the conference and great luck with your businesses.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. And thank you for joining me on the topic. If you'd like to download the audio podcasts of our show, you can go to hccs.edu/podcasts. For the topic on HCC TV, I'm Todd Duplantis. I'll see you next time.